Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. I'm so glad you're here. What do we got going on in the markets today? Well, we're having a down day. Dow's down about 250. NASDAQ's down about 350. What happened? Well, the U.S. got their debt downgraded, right? Okay, Fitch came out and they downgraded the United States debt from AAA to AA+. Okay, so it's a downgrade of the debt. Now, the White House has already dismissed this as fake news, like they do with all reality, really, right? Anyways, they think this is not going to matter. They say this is not a game changer. Well, the stock market might have a different opinion on that. So far, the stock market hasn't liked this, but I think this is just the first of many downgrades. Now, my opinion, the U.S. debt, should it be AAA? Should it be AA? I really think it should be pretty much junk bonds. Now, a lot of people go, but Mike, we can print all the money we got, so we're going to pay off our debt. And that may be true. So maybe you keep the debt rated AAA, meaning it's going to get paid, and you just downgrade the dollar to junk status, because the dollar is going to be downgraded if we ever do pay off the debt. Now, this is just my take on the matter. Now, you remember back in 2011, S&P Standard & Poor's downgraded our debt from AAA down to AA, right? Now, what happened to them? Well, they got sued by the federal government. The federal government came out and punished them for downgrading the debt. We'll see if they go out and try to punish Fitch for downgrading the debt this time. It's just kind of interesting to me. All right, so what's really going on in the stock market? Is this the pullback that we've been waiting for? Well, down on the 20-day again. We haven't broken through that 20-day, but what has broken through the 20-day is the junk bonds. The HYG is down below the 20-day, and this tells me that the market's going to come down a lot lower than it is now. The junk bonds usually lead the stock market, and they've broken down well below the 20-day moving average. Now, the VIX is it's been at 14, very low, shot up to 16 today. It's got a big move up. But the VIX typically spikes sometime in August, September, October. But when I say spike, I'm talking about 30, 40, 50. We're still at 16. We got a lot of room to move to the upside, which when it does spike, that sends the market much lower. Now, we'll see how that all plays out. One more thing I want to talk about before we get over to the real estate market is Yellow Trucking. Yellow Trucking, they filed bankruptcy, right? They filed bankruptcy last week where it's trading down at 50 cents. Now, this week on Monday and Tuesday, they went from 50 cents all the way up to $5. That's a 10-bagger, 50 cents to $5. All you got to do is get your company to declare bankruptcy, and it trades like a meme stock, goes from 50 cents to $5. Now, today, we're back down at 250. This stock is all over the place, but Yellow Trucking Company, one of the oldest trucking companies in the United States, is talking about 30,000 employees being laid off due to their bankruptcy. 30,000. Now, employees are going to get laid off at a lot of different companies, but Yellow Trucking, really, it's kind of what the economy's doing. Look, if the economy was really booming, these trucking companies, they would have a lot of business, but there's no business for these trucking companies, so they're going bankrupt. This is not a sign of good times. We're getting the debt downgraded. We're getting a lot of layoffs coming. We're getting trucking companies going out of business. All right, let's get over to the real estate market. The real estate market always fascinates me because you can read whatever you want about the real estate market. Now, here's one headline from Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley says home prices are going to drop next year. By how much do they think? They think they're going to drop next year by 2%. But then we get Fannie Mae, one of the largest mortgage lenders. Okay, so Fannie Mae comes out and says, well, they say a recession still coming in the fourth quarter, but not to worry, we're going to go up this year by 3%. That's what their analyst says. Their analyst says we're going to end the year up 3%. Now, we're slightly down for the year. They say up 3%. Morgan Stanley says down 2%. It sounds like everybody thinks we're going to be pretty flat. Now, we got our own analyst here. Damon, leave me a comment. What do you think's going to happen? Are we going to be flat? I actually think we're going to come down. by about 40 to 50%. Now, this is just my take, but I think the writing's on the wall. I think the banking crisis we're having is going to bring us down. I think the downgrade of the debt is going to bring us down. I think these are real things. This is reality. The White House doesn't like to talk about reality. But the real reason I think we're going to come down is because no one can afford a home. Home prices are not affordable. You see, the prices of real estate and your income levels, they're not matching up. They're not matching up. The prices are way too high or your income's way too low, but something's got to change. I don't think your income's going to double. I don't see it that way. I think that prices of houses are going to get cut in half. Once again, this is just my take. I know I got the Moon Boys. The Moon Boys will be in the comments telling me we're going to the moon, and that's okay. That's their opinion. My opinion, we're going to hit half off. But you see, a lot of people think that the recession has been canceled. The recession has been canceled. There's not going to be a recession. I got news for them. There's going to be a recession. I'm not buying that cancellation of a recession. And when the recession hits, a lot of jobs are going to be lost. Millions and millions of jobs are going to go away, just like yellow trucking. That's only 30,000. There's going to be millions of jobs disappearing. That's going to be sad because a lot of people that lose their jobs, they're also going to lose their homes. Now, when they lose their houses, that's a very sad time, right? It's very sad. But that creates what's called the forced selling. What causes the forced selling is what's going to bring the market down. Now, it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me. You see, people think that there's not going to be a recession. And they use they say, Mike, just look at the Barbie movie. The Barbie movie's hitting all kinds of records. The Barbie movie's going to save the economy. Other people are saying, but Taylor Swift's going to save the economy. She's got the first $1 billion tour. $1 billion is what that tour is going to bring in. That's going to help the GDP, Mike. That's going to save us. There's no recession coming. Once again, I don't see it that way now. Fannie Mae says not to worry about the recession. Now, they say there's going to be a recession in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter of this year, they say there's going to be a recession. But not to worry because new construction is going to lift us out of the recession. Everybody's going to buy newly constructed homes, and this is going to bring us out of the recession. Now, I agree that real estate is a big part of the GDP. It really is. But my take on the GDP, it's going to come in. And it's going to come in because real estate transactions, they're down. They're down at record lows. Look at the refinancing of mortgages. That is off 90% from what it was just 2 years ago. Down 90%. Why is that? Well, 2 years ago, you could refi at 2.8%. 2.8% you could get a refi. Well, you're going to get a refi now. You're going to get a refi at 7, at 8%. So these are way down. Mortgage applications to buy homes are way down. This is what's going to put us in the recession. This is not what's going to bring us out of the recession. Fannie Mae says that new construction is going to bring us out of the recession. I say no. Housing's going to put us into the recession. That's my take. You see, what we celebrate here a lot, we celebrate the rise in the stock market. They all want you to look at the stock market. Look at the stock market. It's going up. Don't look over here. Don't look at the economy. Economy's a train wreck. Look at the stock market's going up. Look at inflation. Inflation's coming down. It's coming down. Look at inflation. It's coming down. I think they're doing an early celebration on both of those. I still think we're in a bear market. I still think this is going to come back down. Now, granted, I agree that this run-up has been, you got to look at the run-up. It's incredible, right? NASDAQ's up about 45% for the year. That's an incredible run-up. Look at the stock market. How's the economy doing? Well, we're laying people off. Yellow trucking's going out of business. 30,000 jobs being wiped out right there. Look at their economy's not doing well, but look at the stock market that's doing well. You see, they're celebrating the stock market. They're celebrating the fact that inflation has come down from 9% to, let's call it, down to 4%. That's what they're celebrating. But they're celebrating 4% when it's really still up at 8%. You see, they take out energy. What's oil done? Just in the last month, the price of oil's up 15% month over month. Now, I know it's down a little bit today, but it's still up 15% month over month. Does that sound like inflation's going away? That does not sound like inflation's going away to me. So this early celebration of inflation, this celebration of the stock market, I think it's a bit premature. I think the stock market's going to come back in. I do think we're going to come back down to retest October lows. Now, it may not play out till the first quarter of 2024 after the recession hits. I get that. It's taking longer to play out than I expected, but I do expect a pullback, and we're having that today with the downgrade of the debt. So we're getting the pullback in the stock market. Now, we'll see if maybe the stock market's going to shrug this off. Fake news. It's all fake news. Everybody knows that. The White House will tell you this is fake news. No reason to downgrade the debt. I think the debt should have been downgraded years ago. I think it should be downgraded even more now. It's AA rated. That's just crazy talk. We're talking about junk debt that can't be paid back unless you hyperinflate the dollar away. Now, if you want the dollar to go to zero, yeah, you're going to be able to pay off your debt. But that's really the only way you're going to pay off your debt. But let's talk about the housing market. Now, I want to talk about Billy Bob again. I love Billy Bob. Billy Bob is a genius, right? He sold at the top. But I want to talk today about, well, Billy Bob's cousin. His cousin's name's Jim Bob. Now, Jim Bob, he's a little bit unhappy because he didn't get out where Billy Bob got out at. And now the prices have come down. So here's Jim Bob's take on this. Now, his take, he's telling everybody what my neighbor's house sells for has nothing to do with the value of my house. Only I can dictate the value of my house, and I say it's still up where Billy Bob got out at. Well, Jim Bob, I got news for you. You're not the smartest person I know. Look, houses are sold on the margin, right? They're sold on the margin. What your neighbor next door sells for, that is now the margin. If it's sold below your house, yes, that's the new statistic. That's the new comparable. Real estate sells on the margin. And look, your house does not stay up when your next door neighbor house just sold for $200,000 less than your house, and your house is the same square footage, the same floor plan. Your house is also come down. Just because you're not selling doesn't mean that it did not come down. So Jim Bob, he's got another thing to think about because it's sold on the margin. Houses are sold on the margin. And as they start to sell on the margin, as they start to come down, it brings down the whole neighborhood. It brings down Jim Bob's house. And Jim Bob, he's going to be very angry. Now, Billy Bob's doing well, still on vacation, waiting for this to all play out, waiting for the crash to come. Now, everybody goes, but Mike, there's not going to be a crash. We got the economy. It's booming. We got the Barbie movie. We got Taylor Swift. She's coming to a town near you. Be sure to run out and buy a ticket. I didn't get them right around $1,000 a ticket. You can go see Taylor Swift. She's going to make $1 billion on her tour, the biggest tour ever. But here's the thing. We're in the biggest bubble ever. Why do I keep bringing up 2008? You know, I understand it's a lot different right now than 2008. The main thing that's different right now is the bubble's so much bigger. And the wheels are starting to come off the bubble. The wheels are falling off. I'm telling you, you can look at this debt downgrade. That's one of the wheels falling off. You can look at the trucker in yellow trucking going under. That's another wheel coming off. Matter of fact, that's about 30,000 wheels going across the United States. They're not going to be going across the United States anymore because there's nothing to haul anymore. We don't manufacture anything. Yeah, we make pretty good movies. Look at the Barbie movie. Look at it. Doing record numbers. We put on good concerts. Taylor Swift puts on this great show. I wouldn't know. I've never been. I'm not a fan. But a lot of people are. A lot of people pay thousands of dollars to see her. Look at this is what's booming our economy. I don't think it's going to hold up. I really don't. I think the recession's coming. I think it's coming a lot quicker. I think we're going to see it this year still. Look at this year still has a second half to play out. You get into that fourth quarter, it's going to get a little scary. scary. Watch the VIX. The VIX is going to spike up in the next month or two. We're at 16 right now. We're going to get that over 30, maybe even over 40. That's going to send the stock market a lot lower. Maybe it shrugs us off. Maybe I have it all wrong. Maybe your take is we go to the moon. I love my moon boys. Moon boys, get out there. Leave me a comment. Moon boys, give me the thumbs up. Everybody give me a thumbs up. Why not? It's Wednesday, everybody. Get out there. Enjoy the day. We'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.